Hello, welcome to vlog number 2. This is Stephanie Martinez. She is originally from Colombia, and she is learned English as her second language. So this is who I will be interviewing today. So my first question for you is, what areas of language have you struggled with the most?
I think the areas that I've struggled the most with would have to be in terms of like the pronunciation of different words. Sometimes the way that you, as a second language learner, you just read the word and pronounce it that way. And many times in the English language, it's not that way. Just the syntax and then the way of like organizing a sentence using grammatically correct terms.
And when do you think that started to get easier for you?
I think once I felt more comfortable with the language and just being able to speak it more often and more confidently, that I felt that it just was easier for me to go ahead and write it. Because the last thing you acquire in language is going to be writing. So I think once I was able to speak and like read it correctly, I was able to transfer that into my writing.
Great answer. Great answer. How has age impacted you learning English?
I think the fact that I did it when I was a child helped a lot, because I already had my first language, obviously Spanish. My dominant language was already established, so then I was able to just easily grasp not easily, but more efficiently grasp the English language, and also use the skills that I had in Spanish to go ahead and transfer that over to a different language.
What language do you think is more dominant in your life, Spanish or English?
I think nowadays, my career and stuff, I would definitely say English would be my most dominant language.
Interesting. How do you think your math and science teachers have affected your second language?
In math specifically, I don't think, not when I was in elementary school, I don't think English, like learning a language really impacted your like math class. I don't think I've ever associated math with like language, since it's more of a numbers based kind of thing. But with science, it definitely impacted me because you have to learn the vocabulary, you have to learn the terminology, the definitions, and it's a lot of just like textbook facts. So I think that did help expand my vocabulary in that sense.
What aspect of your first language influenced your second language the most?
I think just having knowledge, like prior knowledge of some words, because what's funny is that once some words are similar in Spanish and English, so you're able to use your decoding skills that you know in Spanish to just try and, or like kind of connect some words that look alike, to figure out their meaning. I know I did that a lot on tests, like some words that you don't really know in English, you can use kind of some vocabulary that you have in Spanish to try and figure out context clues, what the word is.
What are some things you avoid saying in English? Or have you ever avoided saying?
Any words like debt, I don't like saying it. I don't know why the B and the T is like intimidating. Like I don't know, as a second language learner, I feel like you have to pronounce all the words or all the letters in a word. So I think that interferes a little bit with my pronunciation. Sometimes I say things funny like buffet, where I'd say like buffet instead of buffet. I don't know. So just things like that.
Makes sense. Are there any similarities between your first and second language?
Yeah, I think a lot of the words, not a lot of the words, but some words are similar in Spanish and English. I think the actual like grammar part of it is very different, but yeah.
How do you think school impacted your learning, like socializing in the classroom?
I think it played a huge part in all of it. I think that's what helped me be able to become as fluent as I am and to feel confident in speaking a second language. That's pretty much where I learned English.
Wow. Well, folks, that's about all the time we have today. Thank you, Stephanie, for being a great interviewee.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for the comments.